Hi, welcome back to the Crow's Nest. You're here with Addae G in the Crow's Nest, and we're talking about all things theatre in Liverpool. And today we have a very exciting guest. We have a writer by the name of John Mack, and he's here to come and talk about his new play that he's going to put on for Liverpool Fringe. Hi John, how are you?
Hiya. Thanks for that lovely introduction.
Of course, yeah. I've heard a lot of interesting things about your work. So, welcome to the Crow's Nest. How have you been?
Nice, thank you. Yes. Been busy? Yeah.
Busy. Okay, great. Well, I see that you have a play that's coming up called The Last Appointment.
Yeah.
Alright, let me just give you all a little information. The Last Appointment, a drama by John Mack, put on by Ad Libitum, yeah?
Yeah.
It's starring Mary Claire Kennedy and Damien Rowe, and directed by Zara Marie Brown. Alright, it'll be at the Castle Theatre on Hope Street on the 10th and 11th of June. Starts at 7 p.m. Alright, you can check it out on the liverpoolfringe.co.uk website where you get tickets. Alright, back to you, John. Tell me a little bit about Last Appointment.
Well, Last Appointment is about a woman, Alice, played by Mary Claire Kennedy. She approaches a therapist. She presents with marital problems, and she goes to the therapist. In the first session, she's talking about herself and her marital issues. And at the very end of the session, she appears to want to give the therapist a letter, but she changes her mind. And over the course of the next sort of 4 or 5 sessions, more and more is revealed about her, about her own childhood, about child abuse, and how that is now being echoed in things that are happening to her daughter as well. So she tells more and more about her daughter, and finally she reveals about what happened to her in her own childhood. And then there's a final dramatic scene where she actually reveals what she's going to do about it. And I can't say much more than that because I'll just don't give it away.
We all like vagueness here on the Crow's Nest. Yeah, so okay. It talks about a lot of, it seems that you have a lot of topical things, about what the things that the parents do and how it relates to the kids in the future. Yeah. So, when did the idea of this play come about?
Well, experiences and people I've met along the way. I was in a relationship with the mother of my children. Was actually a survivor of childhood sexual abuse herself, and shortly after I'd met her, we discovered that one of her own children was being abused. So the experience I gained from that came into Last Appointment. So while it's not based directly on any one person, it does have those elements of the experiences that I had. Over the course of the next few years, I went on to meet quite a number of abuse survivors, so some of their stories are in there as well. And in fact, I've had the misfortune of personally knowing 3 men who turned out to be child abusers as well.
Okay. That's interesting.
Dark stuff, I'm afraid.
It is, because sexual abuse on its own is dark, but child sexual abuse takes it a whole other level. Well then, my question to you is, as a writer, how did you deal with the subject so that you don't get, let's say, a backlash from people coming to see your play?
I don't think that's actually crossed my mind.
The only reason I ask is because we are in an age where people get ticked off like that, and so I'm just curious.
Well, of course, there isn't an awful lot of sympathy shown to the perpetrators of abuse in Last Appointment, I have to say, and the story of how she actually deals with her own abuse is quite shocking in itself. So nobody actually gets away with it in this. So there's no sympathy there, obviously. So nobody's going to accuse me of being sympathetic to us child abusers by any means.
I could play devil's advocate for a second, because what I've heard recently is that the perpetrators of child sexual abuse are also victims in their own sense.
It's quite common that the perpetrators of sex abuse have been abused themselves. Not always the case, and it's certainly not the case that someone who's been abused will go on to abuse. There's very little evidence to show that at all. Child abuse is in the psyche of a person. It's not created by their own abuse necessarily.
Alright, well, I take it that a lot of research went into this topic.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yes.
Alright, well, tell me a little bit about John Mack. Well, where did well, obviously you're from Liverpool.
Yes.
Alright, how did you start writing?
I came to writing quite late, really. Although, yeah, I suppose I could say that I've been writing since I was a child. But as a creative writer, I did a little bit in my teens and then shelved it. Went on to sort of technical fields, so I did writing in technical fields, but it was always technical writing. And then about 20 years ago, I decided I would pick up a pen again and started writing stage plays. I did a small course at Liverpool University. It was just 10 weeks, 2 days a week, I think, which was script writing and filming. And I got to enjoy writing stage plays more than anything. Although I have written for radio and I've written for screen as well. So I went on, joined an early incarnation of Liverpool Playwrights, and then that sort of petered out. And a few years later, I discovered somebody resurrecting Liverpool Playwrights. So I became part of that with Chase over there, as it happens, at the same time. And Last Appointment, although the sketches of it began very early on in the writing, it actually started formulating in Liverpool Playwrights. And then when I left Liverpool Playwrights and we set up Midside Script Initiative, we did a first rehearsed reading of it, which went down quite well. Had some feedback, did some rewriting, and then it was staged about 5 years ago. So since then it's had a little bit of a polishing up, and the director has taken it into a slightly different direction to what we did previously.
What's your so the director is Zara Marie Brown. What's the relationship with you, the director, and the play? Like, how do you see it happening, or are you what was that experience like?
I'm one of these writers that likes to hand over a script to a director and give them free rein with it. I don't like being in the room because, as an actor as well, and the director, I would tend to try and interfere too much. And I know what it's like when you're directing a play and the writer's there trying to interfere with it. So I try to keep away as much as I can, apart from when I'm asked to, if we can do a little bit of a rewrite or something. So 5 years ago when this was staged, I'd known Zara from improv circles, because we were in improv together. And she said she would like to have a go at directing it for a previous festival. which happens to be the festival I was setting up at the time. So I'd also known Marie Claire from a film that I'd done with the Addae G University, and she just happened to audition for us, and she was the best of the lot. Yeah, I just gave it over to them. We had an actor come in who wasn't Damien at that time, and it was staged in the Page Stage Festival, which I was trying to set up at the time. And I really enjoyed what I saw. As I say, I kept away from the rehearsals as much as I could, but I saw how it was going, and I was quite happy with it.
Okay.
So, yeah, and when I saw it, I was quite bowled over by it, to be honest.
Really?
And it moves me. Obviously I wrote it, and I've seen it God knows how many times, and it moved me every time I watch it.
Okay.
So, and this time I went to rehearsals on Sunday, and Zara's taken it into another direction, and it really does look good.
Were you surprised?
I
Alright, well that's great. So we talked about the directors. I would know a little bit about the actors that you got. I know you touched on it a little bit and say that. I want you to talk a little bit about them, and how you see them, like at the rehearsals that you were at, how you saw them in the role. Did they put across these characters, Alice and Stuart, the way you saw it?
Well, yes. As I said, I'd met Marie previously in a student film, and I thought she was good then. And she was one of must have been about a dozen actresses that auditioned for the role, and she stood out above them all. And she was the Alice I imagined as I was writing it.
You see, that there you just answered my question, because I really wanted to ask if, when you went to the rehearsal, if the Alice and Stuart that you wrote is the same Alice and Stuart that you saw at the rehearsal.
This time even more so, yes.
Yeah.
5 years ago, they were, certainly, but after 5 years and a little bit of rewrite, those different ideas come to me, and there was no question that anybody else other than Mandy was going to play the role again. And we put out a call for an actor, and Damien was one of probably two actors that stood out. I felt he was a little bit young for the role, but he's really taken it on board and he's made it his own. So yeah, he also, I mean, both of them have won awards in festivals before for their acting, and deservedly so. And yeah, I love what he's done with it. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so I'm going to give you a little breath, and I'd like to ask you another question. I'd like you to tell me what, if I'm on the fence about going to see the play, because it's happening during the Fringe.
Yeah.
There are a lot of shows during the Fringe that are happening.
There are.
I want you to tell me why. I want to see why we should see your play.
What?
Before you do that, I want to talk a little bit about this double bill presented by Irene Stewart. First play is Agnes and Me, and the other play is Why. And they're both at the Hope Street Theatre, and it's on the 2nd of June, alright? The notes for it, you'll find about tickets and those in these show notes, and be aware that the proceeds of this play goes to helping men and their mental health. Alright, so I want to get back to John Mark. Tell me about Last Appointment. Tell me about why this is the play I need to go and see as opposed to any other play.
You mean apart from it being the best in the festival?
Right.
Yeah.
That's all you need then.
It promises to be the best in the festival.
Yeah.
It's a moving play. there's not many laughs in it. In fact, there's no laughs in it. Let's be honest. It's, as I say, it's touching. It will touch a lot of people. I know that there will be people come to see it who will have some experience of the issues,
Yeah.
either directly or indirectly through people they know. I know a psychologist who went to see it the last time it was performed, who said that is exactly how the sessions would have gone, and that is exactly how those people would have reacted that very session, which was the best compliment I could have had.
That is very good, because I have a partner who is a doctor, and every time I write something, like this is not what would happen.
Yeah.
Although you may see things that on TV, this is how it happens, but that's not how it will happen, and people go to theatre for something a bit more real. So before, I know I want to wrap up there, but as you spoke a little bit about the play, it makes me want to know a little bit about you. What inspires you as a writer?
Oh,
In general, because this is a tough topic, and you told me why you chose it. But what really inspires you as a writer?
issues that perhaps other people don't write about. I mean, there are parts of Last Appointment that you would not have seen in anything else, because I do touch upon things that people don't want to talk about. And there are other plays in the pipeline that deal with issues from an aspect that people don't really want to consider as well. So yeah, and issues and looking at things from a different angle to the way everybody else looks at them.
I'm fishing. I want a hint. You should have said that, because now I want some hints about what are these things that are so, you know.
Well, the latest play is it's still in the editing process at the moment. So that, for example, is about a young man who's on trial for date rape, and it is examining the rights and wrongs, the misunderstandings, misinterpretations, and in some cases outright lies. So yeah, and it's looking at it from his point of view rather than a judgmental point of view.
Okay, I'll have to rename you from Steve Mac the Spartacus. From John Mac the Spartacus, because that's two topics that I wouldn't touch at all. All right.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to talk about topics that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Well, we're going to come down off of the crow's nest in a bit. We were talking with John Mack from The Last Appointment. Sorry, John Mack, who wrote The Last Appointment, from Ad Libitum Theatre Productions. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Great. So it's on the 10th and 11th of June, all right, at Castle Theatre on Hope Street. You can find tickets at the liverpoolfringe.co.uk. All right, it seems to be quite affordable. It's £8 for the ticket, 7 concession, and according to some, this is the best play of the Fringe. So
Yeah.
get down and give it a look. And for now, how do we find your social media, or how does someone do that?
Well, yeah, Last Appointment has a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Last Appointment. We're on Twitter as Last Appointment.
Okay.
I believe there's an Instagram account, but I know nothing about Instagram. So I
So
just
who does
left
the social
it.
media? Is it handed off to someone?
I do some of it, and Zara does
Okay.
quite a lot of it.
Alright, fantastic. But how do they get you? Or Ad Libitum Theatre Productions?
Well, I am on Facebook as John Mack as
Okay.
well.
As well as maybe 0.6 of all of the UK?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
You're
not
quite
that
unique.
many, yeah. I'm also on Twitter as John Mack _Lpool.
John Mack _L
Underscore L.
Pool. Well done. Okay.
And that's it, yeah.
Alright, fantastic. So again, I want to say goodbye from the Crow's Nest. I'm Addae G, and I was here with John Mack. Get out and see The Last Appointment at the Liverpool Fringe.
Thank you very much.
And we're out.